Okay, good day to all students. Now let's continue our discussion on lesson 1, which is the cradle of early science. Okay, so cradles of early science, no? First, we will talk about the civilization that is under Mesoamerica, which are the Maya civilization, the Aztec, and the Inca. Okay? So first, we will talk about Maya civilization. So Maya civilization is one of the famous civilization that lasts approximately 2,000 years. Okay? So they incorporated the advances understanding of astronomy into the temples and other religious structures. They are also known for their knowledge of predicting eclipse and using astrological cycles in planting and harvesting. And they're also known in measuring time using two complicated calendar system. So just imagine ha, two complicated pa nakalagay na calendar system ang kanilang ginagamit, no? Unlike us, isa lang ang ginagamit natin, which is the modern present day, the Gregorian calendar. Well, we have other calendar also. The Chinese is still using their lunar calendar, but the international standard is really the Gregorian calendar, which is we are using today. So we will go back to the Maya civilization. They develop also the technology for growing different crops and building elaborate cities using ordinary machineries and tools. So this is their calendar. No, this is spherical. No, I think this is their one of their gods, and a very intricate art. No, actually, they have a very in that time, no, 2,000 years ago, they have a very original, authentic architecture in the Maya civilization. Okay, so this is a part, no, of their how they tell the time. So, di ba, there are two calendars, no? Too complicated, they're using two. So, this is how the Mayan people tell the time, no? Tell the date because that is their calendar. So, now, we will proceed. They use the mineral called mica when weaving their cloth. Okay? So their cloth is usually a rainbow of glittery paints, no? Usually colorful. Okay, so later on we will look at that. I have a picture. So they also believe that one of the first people to produce rubber products in 3,000 years before Goodyear received its patent in 1844. Just imagine ha, ang Goodyear, are you familiar with Goodyear? Goodyear is a brand of tire, no? Gulong. Okay? So, of course, ang gulong it's made up of rubber, but no, it was believed, no, I think this has a ano to, meron to siyang evidence na the Mayan people are the one who are the first who produce rubber products. That is 3,000 years before. And also, they are also the first civilization to use writing system known as the Mayan hieroglyphics. Of course, there are many hieroglyphics, but they have their own hieroglyphics, which is called, of course, the Mayan hieroglyphics. So they were also skilled in mathematics and created a number system that is based on the numeral 20, and also independently developed the concept of zero and positional value even before the Romans did. Okay? So, ibig sabihin pala, hindi lang pala hindi, when it comes to mathematics, no? Kasi, we know that the Europeans and the Americans usually lead, no? Sa, in the advancement now, right now, in advancing of technology and sciences, pero, hindi lang pala yun. 3,000 years ago pala, itong mga Mayans, specifically in the Mesoamerica, contributed really in mathematics. Okay? So, ito yung kanina, I have I have discussed about this, no, the cloth that they weave, very colorful. They use mineral, no, called mica. So this is usually the finished product of their textile. So this is a textile. So another is this is their numbering. So as discussed before that they use the positional value of 20 and they have the concept of zero. Okay? So look at their zero, no, mukha siyang cocoa bean. Later on, bakit malalaman natin yan, bakit kukuha binang zero nila. Okay? So, kesa sa dots and lines. So, look at the symbol that presented the number 1, 1 dot, the number 2, there are 2 dots, number 3, 3 dots, and so on and so forth. Okay? So now we will talk about the Inca civilization. This is still under the Mesoamerica. Okay? So, the following were the scientific ideas and tools that were developed to help them in everyday life. Okay? First is roads paved with stones. Okay? So, mga Incans, ginagawa na nila ito, no? Ipipave nila. No? Usually, they clean their roads. Okay? And then they have stone buildings that surmounted earthquakes and other disasters. Now, just imagine, they have earthquake-proof mga bahay, no? Buildings. Also, they have irrigation system and techniques for storing water for their crops to grow in all types of land. And their calendar is 12 months to mark the religious festival and prepare them for planting season. So, ang calendar pala ng mga Inca, unlike sa Maya, no, previously, ang mga Incas is their months in their calendars is very, very similar to us, what we are using. Kasi, di ba, ang months din natin is 12 months. Okay? So, they use this for their planting season and religious festival. And then another, the first suspension bridge, which is called Quipu. The first suspension bridge, no? Sila yung gumawa ng pinakaunang suspension bridge. And then, other is the Quipu. Quipu is a system of knotted ropes to keep records that only experts can interpret. So, mamaya, I have a picture and illustration of a Quipu. Mamaya malalaman nyo kung bakit experts lang ang makaka-interpret, no, ng Quipu. So, and then the Inca textiles, since cloth was one of the specially prized artistic achievements. So, meron din silang unique, no, style, no, design of textile, no, kung i-compare natin sa Maya civilization that we have talked. So, ito yung mga, this is an actual, no, actually this was preserved, no, since the civilization. So, this is the roads that paved with stones. Of course, the stones are still crude, no? Hindi yung ini-imagine natin ngayon na yung mga roads natin, the modern roads which is very straight, no? And there are steels. Wala pa yan. So, I remember classes is 3,000 and 2,000 before. So, just imagine, no? So, at least, no, in their time, they have roads like this. It's a decent road already. And then another is, this is an irrigation system. Okay? So, usually, the irrigation system is used when the source of water, for example, like rivers, no? Yung mga rivers, malayo sa kung saan sila nagtatanim. So, nagkakaroon ng necessity, no? Mahirap kasi pagkakargahin lang yung water from one place to another, no? Kasi, first is, it is an energy consuming and time consuming also. So, they use the irrigation system, no, to allow the water to flow papunta sa mga taniman nila in their gardens, no? And then this last below, the last illustration, this is the Quipu. Okay? So this is how they keep record, no? It has a main circular string on the center. And there are many string attached into it. And every knot in there, no, knot, ibig sabihin yung tali, may meaning yan siya. And only yung mga interpreter or yung mga magagaling lang dyan ang marunong mag-interpret niyan. Okay? So, hindi basta-basta. Okay? So, yan yung, that is how they record keep. Okay? Okay. So, next is, we are finished with the two civilization under the Mesoamerica. Now, we will talk about the Aztec civilization. So, the Aztec civilization also made substantial contributions to science and technology and to society as a whole. So, some of their contributions are the following. First is the mandatory education. Their children are mandated to get education regardless of their social class, gender, or age. It is an early form of universal or inclusive education. So, what does it mean, mandatory education, ma'am? Kagaya ba ngayon? Yes. Actually, on that time, masyado nang advance ang practices ng mandatory education 3,000 years ago. Why? Kasi, usually, kahit nga sa time ni Rizal, imagine sa time ni Rizal is only the 18th century pa lang, which is, you cannot compare it to this civilization because this is actually 3,000 civilization, mas old pa to. And yet, they practice mandatory education. So, mandatory education is when you put your children at school. No? Kasi dati, usually, it depends kung mayaman ka or hindi. Kung mayaman ka, makapag-aral ka. Kung hindi ka mayaman, then you will plow the lands and you will serve maybe you have a master on the land, no? Or maybe it depends on the gender, no? Kasi usually lalaki lang ang tinuturuan ng education, not the female, no? Kasi yung female is they are just educated just to prepare for household chores kasi later on magiging asawa lang naman sila and they will serve the husband. Okay? Or age. Okay? Pero dito sa Aztec civilization, no. Regardless sa lahat ng yan, mapababae ka man, lalaki, mahirap o mayaman, no, even your age, you are required to go to school and learn. Okay? So, ganyan yan siya. So, this is an early form of universal or inclusive education. Okay, another, no? Sino may mahilig sa chocolates? Okay, magpasalamat sa mga Aztecs. Kasi ang chocolate, sila ang nag-develop, no? Sila ang recorded na unang nag-develop ng chocolate. So, the Aztec valued cacao beans highly and made them as a part of their tribute to their gods, okay? So, sa kanila, sa mga Aztecs, ang mga chocolate, parang equivalent din sa gold. Okay? So, to the point na, no, nakita niyo yung kanina, yung the civilization na merong numbering na mukhang kakao. So, yun ang dahilan. Kaya, ang zero ay naging kakao because they really value their chocolates. Okay? So, mataas ang value ng chocolates. So, next, they also made the antispasmodic medication. They use this type of antispasmodic medication that could prevent muscle spasm and relax muscles, which could help during surgery. So, just imagine na may mga minor surgeries na sila ginagawa kasi nga gumagamit sila ng mga antispasmodic medication. Okay, so sino mahilig sa chocolate? So this is a cacao, no? They are the ones who were first to develop cacao and later made of chocolate, no? And then this another picture which is in the lower right of the screen is the elders, no, are the one who send their children, no, the parents sending their children to the school kasi nga mandatory ang kanilang education. Okay? So next is, they also made chinampa. So what is chinampa? So it is a form of Aztec technology for agricultural farming in which the land is divided into rectangular areas and surrounded by canals. Okay? So meron akong picture. We will look at that. And then of course, meron din ang Aztec, they have their own calendar. This enabled them to plan their activities, rituals, and planting season. And then they invented the canoe. So what is a canoe? It's actually a boat used for traveling in water systems. No? So this is a canoe. Okay? Yan, yung boat na yan. Yan ang canoe. So ang chinampa, no, at the upper left of this slide is the chinampa. No, ito yung the way, no, on how on farming, chinampa farming ang tawag dyan, na merong water in betweens and then yung lupa nandyan sa gitna kasi para mas regulated, no, ang pagkuha. Hindi na mapapagod yung mga farmers sa pagkuha ng water para so that the plants, no, or their crops will grow good, no. So another is look at this, is this familiar, no? Kanina yung sa Maya civilization, their calendar, it looks like this also. So, of course, they're only in one geographic location, not exactly in one place, but they're near one, no, sa isa't isa. So, look at their calendar system. It is very similar to the Mayan ones. Okay? So, next is, tapos na tayo sa Mesoamerica. Now, we will proceed to the development of science in Asia. So, we will first tackle all about India. So, the Indians creatively developed various ideas and technologies useful in their everyday lives. So, their iron steel is considered to be the best and held with high regard in the whole Roman Empire. Okay, so for your information, Indians also invented the stainless steel. I know that you're familiar with stainless steel because almost all of our tools at house is made up of stainless steel. Like for example, plates, no, fork and spoon. Our knives are made up of stainless steel. Sometimes the ano to tawag other the equipments like hammers and saw. Okay, so they are made of stainless steel because stainless steel is cheap and stainless steel can resist rust. No, it's very sturdy. Okay, so let's proceed. The Ayurveda is a system of traditional medicine that originated in ancient India before 2500 BC, and it's still practiced as a form of alternative medicine. Okay? So, Ayurveda ang tawag nila sa traditional medicine nila, which is they're practicing 2500 BC, that is before Christ. No? Before pa pinanganak si Christ na they are practicing this system of traditional medicine. And they discovered some medicinal properties of plants that led them to develop medicine to cure various illnesses. Okay? Okay, so this is an example of Ayurveda, which is traditional medicine that they're using. Okay, so like garlic and coconut husk, no, sometimes walnuts or other fruits, no, and root crops. Okay? And then another is, they have the Susruta Samhita. The Susruta Samhita is a medical procedure which is famous in ancient India. Okay? Also, they developed theories in the configuration of the universe, the spherical self-supporting Earth, and the year of 360 days with 12 equal parts of 30 days each. So just imagine alam nyo, di ba, we talk about Nicholas Copernicus. Actually, hindi lang naniniwala ang mga European sa geocentric theory, which is, di ba kakasabi ko lang, geocentric theory is, naniniwala sila na ang Earth is the center of the universe. Also, they believe that the Earth is flat. Pero ang mga Indians, they believe that the Earth is spherical. So just imagine that, no, sa time na to nila, naniniwala sila na spherical ang Earth, which is true, no, which is correct. Okay? So another is, the people in the civilization, according to Bish in 1982, standardized measurement of length to a high degree of accuracy and design a ruler. No, the ruler, the Mohenjo-daro ruler. So how important is to standardize a measurement? No, for example, we in this modern present times, we have already a standardized measurement class. Why? Because 1 kilo of rice here in the Philippines is the same with the 1 kilo of rice in China, and the 1 kilo of rice in China is the same as the 1 kilo of rice in the US. So pareho lang yan 1 kilo. Okay? So metric system is 1 kilogram, gram, centimeters, meters, kilometers. So that is the metric system. No, that is a part of the metric system which are standardized. Okay, remember? Okay, so kung sabihin natin the 1 meter here, no, sabi ko measure 1 meter. Okay, so yung 1 meter ko na ginagamit ko yung ruler ko at yung 1 meter mo is just the same, which is also using the ruler. So ngayon, on that time, just imagine meron silang their own concept of ruler, the Mohenjo-daro ruler. So in this picture, in the right side, this is the Mohenjo-daro ruler. So this, are you familiar with this? So this is a Roman numeral values, no? So bakit Roman numeral? Di ba mga Indians yan sila? Actually, they were na-under sila sa kwan ng Romans. Okay? They were conquered by the Romans. This is the reason why they are familiar with the figures of the Roman numeral. And then this, no, their medical ways, no, of how to heal the sick. Okay? And then we will proceed to the Indian astronomer and mathematician, which is name is Aryabhatiya, which introduces the trigonometric functions, tables, and techniques, as well as the algorithms of algebra. Another Indian, Brahmagupta, also suggests that gravity is a force of attraction and lucidly explained the use of zero as a both placeholder and a decimal digit. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang pala si Isaac Newton ang nagsuggest ng force of attraction and gravity. No, hindi pala siyang nauna. No, si Isaac Newton na ang nagbigay nga ng idea, but then kaya nga sikat si Isaac Newton kasi meron siyang mathematical proof. No, but then hindi pala sa kanya ang unang idea, kundi sa Indian. No, just imagine this, which came from Brahmagupta. So another Indian name, Madhava of Sangamagrama, is also considered as a founder of mathematical analysis. Okay, so let's look at their pictures. So this is Aryabhata. No, he's a great Indian astronomer and mathematician. No, so this is Brahmagupta. Okay, this is Brahmagupta. That's the upper right picture. And this is Madhava of Sangamagrama. He's an Indian mathematician. So this is his picture. He's born in, just imagine, he is born in 1340 before Christ. Okay, so matagal na talaga to sila na mga mathematicians and scientists. So now, we are finished in India. Now, we will talk about China. So, under pa rin to siya sa Asia ang China. Kanina we talk about the India, now we will talk about China. Okay, China. So, I know that you're familiar with, of course, we're familiar with Indians. Now, we are most familiar with China because not only maybe in your blood, there is something as, you have a Chinese blood, no? Because we have already a relationship no before ang Philippines, no, before pa tayo na colonize ng mga Spaniards. So maybe you no have a small Chinese blood, you don't know that, no, your great grandfather, no, so or great grandmother, so we don't know that. So because why China is the oldest living civilization until now, hanggang ngayon nandyan pa rin ang China. So this is 3,000 years old. Until now, nandiyan pa rin ang China. It is one of the ancient civilizations with substantial contributions in many areas of life, like the medicine, astronomy, science, mathematics, arts, philosophy, and music, among others. So known for traditional medicines, a product of centuries of experience and a discovery of Chinese people, discovered also a variety of medical properties and uses of different plants and animals to cure human illness. An example of this is the practice of acupuncture. Are you familiar with acupuncture? Okay, so yan yung healing, no, with the use of needles, no. There are may tinutusok yan sila, no, to relieve the pressure. No? So yan ang concept ng acupuncture. So among the famous discoveries and invention of Chinese civilization were compass, paper making, gunpowder, and printing tools. Okay, so let's look at the picture. So, hindi yung compass na nakikita nyo ngayon na sila ang nag-invent ng compass, pero this is the first compass. So, just imagine, parang siyang sandok na nilagay sa square na wood. Okay, so that is the first compass that was made. Okay, and then the other one is paper making, no? Paper making. So, sila din ang nag-spearhead niyan. Gunpowder, of course, kasi they really like to, actually, later na to siya nakuha sa weapon, no? The first use of the gunpowder was in the fireworks, no? Mahilig sa fireworks yung mga Chinese, and then later on, it was modified into gunpowder, no, for war use, no, kasi nilalagay sa mga rockets, okay? And then the printing tools, no, like this. So this is where the stamp, no, was made, no. This is Chinese character. They are carving the letters, no, and then later on it will be may ink yan siya, no, para siyang stamp ang concept ng printing tools nila. Okay. So now they also invented, no, aside from that, no, the Chinese invented tools like the iron plow, the wheelbarrow, and propeller, among others. Okay? So also, they've developed and designed different models of bridges, invented the first seismological detector, and developed a dry dock facility. and made a significant record in supernovas, lunar and solar eclipses, and comets, which were carefully recorded and preserved to understand better the heavenly bodies and their effect to our world. So, ganyan ka-careful ang mga Chinese sa pagtago ng kanilang ideas, no? So, they observe the heavenly bodies to understand weather changes and season that may affect their daily activities. They use lunar calendar. So, hindi ba kayo nagtataka kung bakit ang New Year natin January 1, no? We base it on the Gregorian calendar. And but for the Chinese, ang minsan for this year, January ang New Year nila. Next year, February na naman ang New Year nila. That is because the Chinese New Year was based on the lunar calendar, not on the Gregorian calendar. So that's the reason. Okay? So this is an iron claw. This is an iron claw. This is the wheelbarrow, and this is the first propeller that was made. Okay? So this is a seismological detector. Okay, so this is like a jar and there's something thick that is balancing there. So if it is moving, it means that there's something an activity, no? And then this on the lower right picture, this is not really a ancient Chinese dry dock. Actually, I just put it there because I cannot find anything picture or illustration that gives a dry dock facility for the ancient Chinese people. So I will just put it there so you can see what is a dry dock is. No, dry dock is where the boats were pulled out of the water, so it can be everything that is damaged, no, underneath, of course, because you cannot dive underneath the boat, so you can fit something. So it's much safer if you will pull that out on the water, no, so you can see if there are any significant damages on the boat. Okay, especially on big boats. Okay, so now I will cut the discussion here. So I will just make another video for the Middle East countries and the African contribution for the development of science. Okay, so that will be the end of our discussion for today. So see you on the other video, which is so we will tackle all about the Middle East countries and the African countries also, in Egypt, no, the Egypt civilization under the African countries. Okay, so that will be the last topic for the lesson 1. So we will be officially ending the lesson 1 topic. Okay, so thank you and have a good day.